So here we are in Amazon, we're in Seller Central and we want to add a product. Now there's two ways of doing this. First of all, you need to check whether your product is already within Amazon's catalogue, and you can search the catalogue to find whether your product is already there. If your product's already there, then you simply use the Sell Yours button. So I'll just show you how that works very briefly, because the main aim of this tutorial is to show you how to create a new product. But I'll show you first what would happen if your product was already in the catalogue. So this is the screen that you'll see when you choose to add a product. Now you can use this section here where it says find it on Amazon to search for your product. So, and I'm going to use for this example decorative candles. So I'm going to insert the name Lily Flame Candle. This is just one of those smelly candles in a tin basically. Now if I click search, Amazon will have a look and see if they can find a matching product. The results come up here and you can scroll through, and what you would need to do is to look at all of these and see whether the product that you have that you want to sell is within this list. So just for this example, let's say that it was this one that I wanted to sell. I would simply click Sell Yours on the side here, and this brings up the page where you can add all the details of your product. So you've got to add the condition, the price, the quantity down here. You would add a condition note in here. But the spaces that definitely need filling in are those that have the little red asterisks next to them. So you don't have to fill in all this information, because remember, somebody else has already added this to the catalogue. So all the vital information, which is on this section here, which has been missed out completely when Amazon take you through, that's already been done. So it takes you straight to the offer page, which is this page here that I'm showing you now. You would literally go through all this information, click next until you come to the end and you save and finish. It's all very, very straightforward if a product is already listed within the catalogue and you just want to add yours to that listing basically. Now it's a little bit different if you want to create a new product, which is what I want to show you now. So we're back at the Add a Product page, and if you've searched and you found that your product isn't in the catalogue, or you've got your own branded product that you want to add, then you need to use this button here that says create a new product. Click on the button and that will bring you through to the classify page. Now as I've said, I'm going to stick with the example of decorative candles. So all you need to do is scroll through and find the category that best suits your product. You can kind of modify this later on, but for now you just need to find the top category. So I'm going to choose furniture and decor, which is there. So you choose that, and then hopefully, right, we've just got one option here, which is again furniture and decor. These are the suggestions that Amazon will bring up, and for this particular example I've only got one choice. So I select that, and then again furniture and decor, and I select again. So that's the category now that I've chosen. This brings you through to that page where you'll see the offer, which we saw before when we were adding a product that was already in the catalogue, but this time it's starting us off in the vital info section. So you need to go through all these sections. Again, the ones that have the asterisks by, those are the ones that you must fill in. They are compulsory. The other ones you can fill in if you want to, but it's just like on eBay really. Fill in as much information as you possibly can, because the more information you add to these sections, the more easily your products are going to be found, and the more information you're giving to potential buyers as well. So let's just put in here what my item is. It's a green tea candle. We're going to leave it at that just for this example. The brand name, so you pop your brand in there. If it's your own brand, put your own brand in. If it's a specific brand, again, add what that brand is. And you'll see that the little asterisks disappear as you add these vital bits of information in. If it's got a model number and a manufacturer part number, add those. If it's a package of more than one, so if 2 come in a pack, add that there. This is just 1. It's a single item, so I'm just going to add 1. Now, recommended browse nodes, that sounds complicated, but actually it's not. All you need to do is, and this is where it kind of digs down deeper into the categories for you so that your product gets put in the correct place. So all you do is click Edit, and this will open a new window where you then choose the specific subcategory for the product that you want to sell. So we need to scroll through and find the right category first of all. So I've just gone past kitchen and home. I think that's going to be the one. Just check that there isn't a more specific category that you can use. So I'm going to choose kitchen and home. So that's a kind of subcategory. Now we're going into a subcategory. So again, select the one that is most appropriate for your product. I'm going to go for homeware and furniture in this case. And then we're now into a subcategory. I'm going to choose home accessories. And a subcategory, it's a candle, so I'm going to go for candles and holders, and then I'm going to go for candles. So you can see that we've really drilled down now into a really specific deep subcategory where your product will appear. So you select that, and you can see now that this appears in the recommended browse nodes section. Now this section here with the asterisk this is where it will either ask you for a standard product ID, a product ID type, or it may ask you for an EAN. And there is a little mini tutorial on EANs coming up as well, and it is obviously detailed within your manual. So this is where you need to enter the EAN or the product ID, which is basically a barcode. So what I'm going to do is enter my barcode 26050036. That's my product ID or my barcode. Then don't save and finish yet because you haven't finished. You need to click the next button. And this brings you through to the offer page, which is the page that we also saw when we were adding a product that was already in the catalogue. Again, you need to enter the information for the items that are asterisks. So here we need to do condition, so we're going to say that it's new. You can add a condition note here, so you could write here brand new in packaging or whatever is relevant to your product. You need to add the price for obvious reasons, so I'm going to add a price of £9.99 in there. And you also need to add a quantity. So if you just have one, then literally just add one. But with this, you're likely to be selling in quantities. So add the quantity that you have. So let's say that we have 20 of those, and you add that there. And then that's all you need to do on this page. Literally click next. And you reach the page where you need to add an image. Now you can see that we're basically going across through this information that is on the tabs at the top of the page. So it's a step-by-step process, and it is all explained clearly as you go along. So this is where you would add your image. I highly recommend that you add an image, because if you don't add an image, your product listing isn't going to appear in the searches. So it's very, very important. If you don't add it now when you're going through the steps, go back and add it later, and make sure you've got a really good clear image on a plain white background. So you would literally just click add images. That will open a new window, and then you use this section here to browse your files on your computer and upload your image. So you would click browse file, select the image which you've got saved on your computer, and then click upload image here, and that will add the image to your listing. Click next again, and we're through to the description. Now this is really important. You need to add here the key features of your product, and it just needs to be text. So don't use any special characters or trademark symbols or copyright symbols or any other characters like that. It must literally just be words. This is a section that will appear on your product listing as bullet points. So you need to make sure, because you've only got 5 that you can add here, 5 bullet points maximum, you need to make sure that you add the most relevant key product features here. So if you've got a whole list, a whole string of key product features, choose the ones that are the most important, that are the most relevant, and that are the ones that your potential buyers are going to be most interested in. The same goes for the product description. Now you can write a little bit more here. You have 2,000 characters absolute maximum, but again, don't use copyright symbols, trademark symbols, or any other special characters. Just keep it nice and clear, and keep it very factual as well, because you haven't got much space. It isn't like when you're putting a listing together on eBay and you can lay it out in a template and you can add images wherever you want to, and you can put your bullet points where you want to, and you can add in information about your guarantee and your postage and all the other things that you need to get in there. This is much more concise, which means that you need to be much more precise. So keep it factual, easy to read, simple, and again, the really important information needs to go in here. Then just click next. Now this is your keyword section. Again, very important. You'll remember I've talked about keywords before for eBay, and keywords on Amazon are just as important. But they're not called keywords specifically when you're using the Create a Product page. They're called search terms, but you should think of these as keywords. Now, unless you're a platinum seller, you cannot use the platinum keyword section, so you need to ignore that completely. All you can add in here are your search terms. So these are the terms that you have researched and know are relevant to buyers. These are the search terms, the keywords that you know that potential buyers are going to be searching for when they type in their search terms within the search bar. So once again, you have to be very specific. You have to make sure that you use all the keywords that people are actually going to be looking for, because otherwise your product again isn't going to appear in the search terms. So make sure you research these really well, and make sure they're relevant, and make sure you get those in. Again, you've only got 5, so you need to pick the absolute best, most relevant search terms for this section. Then you click next again, and now we're into just kind of extra details. If you have a recommended retail price on this product, then you can add that in there, but it isn't essential. You can leave that blank if you want to. Everything else on here is pretty much self-explanatory. Your product dimensions without its packaging, that's very easy, just measure it. The weight, just weigh it. And then you need to put in your shipping weight, because this is how Amazon will calculate the shipping cost. Add the color. You don't need to add the color map. That's just extras. If the color was a bit of an obscure color, then you could add the kind of base color that that color is associated with. So that's not vital at all. Size, what it's made of, if that's relevant, but it may not be. And then you've got other little bits here that may or may not be relevant to the product that you're selling. This bottom section here, it does look very long-winded, but honestly, you can go through this really quickly, because a lot of the details won't actually apply to you or your product. The manufacturer warranty description, add that in there if there is one, or if you offer your own warranty on the product. And then all of these you can pretty much ignore, which will save you some time. Catalog number, again, you can leave that blank. That's only if you have a specific catalogue of your own and you want to add your own catalogue number. Information with regard to safety aspects, if you're selling something that needs to be in accordance with a particular safety directive. And then down at the bottom we've got things like for sporting goods, sunlight exposure, things like that. So again, these may not be relevant to your product, so just run through this and fill in the sections that do apply to your product. And then that's it. You literally click save and finish at this point, and your product is ready to run.